Hey, Soulshines, it's Michelle here, and I'm hoping that's done as far as this can go. I just have my purse set behind this so that I'm not holding it anymore. My hands are free. I would like to invite you guys to Wake Up and Live, and today I'm super excited about my topic. I actually got it from something that Anne said. If you have not been following Anne, her channel name is Come Learn and Grow with Anne. She is absolutely amazing. She's absolutely adorable, and she has amazing messages and inspiration. And she's just really just like, I want to know her in person, not just over the YouTube. So that's how incredible I think she is. So, I was watching her video, and she was talking about, she mentioned you've already lived through it, and it just kind of opened me up to the possibilities. Well, you've already lived through things. So here's what happens with us. We have an experience. Maybe it was a painful experience, and for some whatever reason, we as humans like to hold on to everything, including our painful moments. Sometimes we hold on to them because there's a subconscious part of us that wants to punish someone by holding on to it, or sometimes we hold on to it because we're like, please love me, and if I hold on to this pain, then you'll love me. Some weird wiring in our brains that a lot of humans have, and this idea that we have to be in trauma and drama in order to connect with other people, because our society has been in that mode for so long that when you come into a situation and you're happy and joyful, sometimes people maybe aren't as thrilled to see you. They think something's wrong, or they think you're avoiding things. I would love to see things change in the world to where the new norm is to go through life experiencing joy and letting go of the trauma and drama. But we have experiences. We all do. We all have things that were really hard to go through, moments that were really hard. One that, I mean, it's still pretty recent, but one of the things that keeps running through my mind, or it used to, not as much, it's kind of settling down some, because I keep doing what I'm going to share with you. One of the situations was the day my mom died. Just seeing her in that suffering place, repeating over and over in my mind. I already experienced it once, and why would I want to keep experiencing that? Why would I want to keep experiencing that pain over and over and over again? And yet that's what we as humans do, right? So what can we do about it? Well, I wanted to share a few things. One, ask questions about it. What lessons are there from that painful experience that you haven't learned? And there may or may not be lessons left for you to learn, but that's one of the things to ask yourself. What lessons do I have from this experience that I have yet to learn? Another thing is whenever you have those things come up again, send them so much love. Imagine them like you're already like visualizing it, right? Or you're re-experiencing it in whatever way it is. So bring in a big ball of loving energy from the universe, or from God, or from even just around you. Just bring in this big ball of love and put that love in the experience. Sometimes it's as simple as saying, I'm loving this experience, and just saying, I'm loving this experience is allowing you to put love in it. And love is so cool. It magically transforms things. It's seriously like the best magic ever. So if those images from seeing my mom suffer come up again, what I do is I send some love to it. I ask myself if there's anything I need to learn from it. I ask myself if there's any trapped emotions. You don't have to learn some kind of technique. You don't have to do muscle testing or anything like that. Just ask yourself, and maybe you'll hear a yes, maybe you'll hear a no, or maybe you'll just have a feeling come to mind, and you'll realize that you're still feeling that feeling, and then you can release it. I release it to God. so it doesn't hang around, or you can clear and transmute it. Some people destroy and uncreate it. You can just say, I'm letting this feeling go. I'm resting into this feeling. I'm feeling this feeling. So we want to make sure that if the images are coming up again, are there any emotions attached to it? And can you clear them? Is there any lessons that you haven't learned? And send it with lots of love. If you find that it's an experience where you are remembering something that you did that you wish you hadn't have done, forgive yourself. Send yourself forgiving. I forgive myself for this. If you can't say I forgive myself, then say I want to forgive myself for this. I want to forgive myself for this, if it comes down to it. Send some forgiveness and still send that love. You can even create a ball of energy and imagine what color forgiveness looks like to you. And place that color ball of energy, whatever color forgiveness is for you, place that in the memory. That goes also for if you have somebody who you felt offended by, somebody that wronged you, and if it just keeps coming back, love them, forgive them, love yourself, forgive yourself. Keep working on it. And even if you're just getting little layers, every little layer counts. And eventually you'll get to the point where it doesn't come up at all. I know this is true because I used to get so mad. See, I was abused as a child, and I would tell people, I've forgiven him. I forgave him. And people are like, you haven't. And I used to get so mad at them, like, how dare you say I haven't forgiven him? And I've experienced that with people. Like, I've seen some people that are like, I've forgiven him. And they've got such, like, you can hear it in their voice, or I can hear it in their voice. Not everybody can, I guess. But I can hear it in their voice. I can see their bitterness. Like, some of the things they say, you can tell there's still some bitterness going on. There's still pain. There's still things going on. And I'm like, you haven't forgiven. And they get just as mad as I used to get. So I think it's kind of funny because now I'm on the other side of it and looking back. How did I know I hadn't forgiven? When I finally did forgive myself, I was able to see. I kept talking about it. When I was dating, the very first thing that would happen when I would go on a date, not the first thing, but within a very short period of time, I would be telling them, hey, this happened to me. And like, it was kind of like I just needed them to know that part of me, acknowledge that hurt part of me. That's really what it was. I was looking for someone to validate that hurt. And so I was telling everybody that I could. When I finally actually got through all of the layers and forgave it all, I was amazed because I could date somebody for months and it not come up. I was dating one guy for a while, and then out of the blue, he asked me, like, I guess he wanted to know. I don't know if I said something or whatever, but I hadn't told him. And that's one of the ways I knew I'd finally forgiven, is I wasn't going around telling everybody about it. Then now the only time I ever bring it up is as an example, like I have just now, because it's like, it's not a trigger that shows up for me. It's not like, I have a lot of different things that will still show up for me because I have not healed all those layers, but that child abuse hasn't come up for so long. And I know it's because I focused on healing that so much. And I would focus on the layers and focus on the layers and focus on the layers. And I would send love and I would send forgiveness, and I would love the person who did it. I would love I would love myself, the self I was then, the self I am now. I kept loving it. I kept forgiving it. I kept, kept going until it no longer showed up. And so you've already lived through your pain once. You've already lived through your experiences once. Do you want to keep repeating it, or do you want to bring it to an end? And I say, bring it to an end. And if you really don't feel like this is something you can do on your own, maybe it's a super painful experience. There are ways to do some of the healing work without having to actually go into the deep pain. There are ways to release trapped emotions without even knowing where they came from. There are ways to do healing energy work without actually remembering any of it. And sometimes that's needed. And so those are times when you invite other people to help you heal. And I would absolutely love it. Seriously, I would love to help you heal that. So if that's something you're interested in, you can just let me know. I will be happy to help you in any way I can. But for now, when you have those things come back, and if they, send that love to them, send that forgiveness to them, so that the past can stay in the past, and you've learned your lessons from them, and now you're moving forward, because the best moment in your life is right now. Because the reality is, it's the only moment that matters right now, is right now. You're in the now. There's cool things you can plan for the future, but if it's distracting you from the now, then it's not cool. If you are reliving the past, it's distracting you from the now. Think of all the possibilities that you're missing out on. In fact, what possibilities are you missing out on? Just ask yourself that. What possibilities are you missing out on because you are repeating the past? And are you willing and ready to let them go? So I am so excited to share that message with you, and thank Anne so much for just saying that little phrase. You've already lived it, which I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm going to talk about today. I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Remember to let your light shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. Running into the thing again. Can't roll it down. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Be the amazing you that you are.